Hello and welcome to Surviving Schnettler's Classes, or at least some video in some series that I'm making in general to try to help you understand how Canvas works and how to do well in my class. So I have pulled up Canvas and I have the student view on, which means I am currently pretending to be a student, so it won't look like my teacher screen. And I just wanted to quickly go over what is Canvas. So over in your courses, I only have this course because, again, I'm a pretend student, but a real student should have at least 6 other courses if you're taking 7 classes. Then once you go to that class, you'll land on its home page, which can look different from class to class, but should have some things in common no matter what. It should tell you the course that's on there, as well as any information the teacher has put on. I have my teacher information, some other information, the syllabus, my rules and expectations. So the to-do list tells you when deadlines are coming up, and just reminds you that you need to get these done. Now, I'm a pretend student, and it's about February 8th. So I'm not going to be that worried that I have 4 assignments and an unread announcement. But if I was a real student, I might want to notice that this is due today, so I need to make sure to get that in, and that these assignments are probably late. Now, when I'm done with them, I can mark them off. But of course, if you mark something off of your to-do list and you haven't done it, then you might forget to get it done. Alright, let's look at some of these other features. So you can see that there's an announcement here. You can also find them in the shortcuts over here. So I can go to announcement and I can see that the teacher has made one announcement. And that's to remind me to keep up with my assignments. Again, introducing the whole idea that assignments will close on Canvas, and we'll get into that in more detail. Now we're going to go to modules. Modules is what I want you to click on all the time. When you come in and it says sign on to Canvas, I want you to get to our class and in the modules. Now you may have noticed that when I first signed on, that it scrolled me right past this first module, and that's because I have it closed. And it's a little bit hard to tell, but you can see the arrow here is sideways and the arrow here is pointing down. So I can expand or close that unit. Now this is the unit that we do during the first week of school, and seeing as it's about the 4th week, I don't really need that anymore. That information is still there for me if at any point in time I want to learn about Canvas or go over the safety assignments or the plagiarism assignments. They're there and I can see them, but since we're not in that unit, I can close it and Canvas will scroll past it automatically for me. So let's look at what a module looks like in my class. So in my class, the module will have a name. Then there will be a page explaining the unit overview. Again, what is it about? What is our IB stuff that's important? And what are the standards? Then I break it down by lessons, and there's nothing on this page, it's just a title. Then you can tell something's an assignment. If you look here, you can see that all of these icons are a piece of paper with a pencil. That's indicator number 1, that this is an assignment. Indicator number 2 is how they're indented and they all line up. So I know this is not an assignment because there's no pencil and it's not lined up. And I know this is not an assignment because there's no pencil and it's not lined up. My third indicator that these are assignments is that they have due dates as well as the number of points that they're worth. Alright, so let's jump into one of these assignments and see what they look like. So I try to keep the formatting the same on all of my lessons so that you know where everything is, no matter what topic, whether you're in 6th grade or 8th grade. And of course, this is all as I film this video. As time goes on and I learn more about Canvas or Canvas changes, then some of the information in this video might be outdated. Alright, so let's get into this. We have a title, and then we have the first section. The first section is always information. So information is going to be anything that I need to tell you before we get started, any background information you need. If I show any videos before we get started, the videos will be here. Teacher presentations will be here. Basically, all the information that you need in order to complete the assignment is going to be there. The next part is instructions. Instructions is always going to tell you how to get into the assignment, whether it's a paper assignment or a digital assignment. So mostly it's just going to tell you how to actually open the assignment. It will give you some general instructions, and sometimes I add extra instructions, especially if the activity is technical drawing or has some other important information. Like at this assignment, I noticed that students were often leaving off the conclusion question, so I made sure to bring that up to their attention. The next section is the submit your work section. Once you're done, you need to turn it in. I always want to make sure you know how I'm grading things. So on Google Cloud assignments, you will find a picture of the rubric right here. On other assignments, you'll find it all the way at the bottom. Now I'm going to switch out of student view for a second so that you can see something that'll look a little bit more like your screen. So you should see a blue link with a document. It's really important that you don't work down here in this document. That document actually belongs to me and you don't have permission to write in it. So any writing that you do in there will disappear. It might look like it'll work because for me it clicked in, but again, I own that document. So students always want to click this link. Now over here, you'll have a blue submit button that I can't see because I'm the teacher. When you click that, it will open up a new tab with your document in it. This is yours for you to work on. You're going to want to scroll down, make sure you work on everything in the document. When you're done, you can close it, come over here and click that submit button. Now right over here, underneath what is technology, there's nothing. Once you've submitted it, it will say currently in regular text that it was submitted and give you a date and a time that it was submitted. So if it's still saying what is technology blue link or whatever the assignment is blue link and there's nothing underneath it, be aware that it has not been submitted correctly. All right, let me get back into student mode. And the last one I want to show you is assignments. So I all the time have students who don't want to go to modules, they want to go to assignments because that's where all the information is. Well, that's kind of true, except for any information that you're provided that's not actually an assignment won't be in here. So if it's a page or announcement, you're not going to see it in here, so you want to be really careful with that. Also, I have yet to figure out what order or how Canvas decides to put things in order in here. So they're often out of order, but there is some good information you can find out in here, and that is the due date, the points, and when it is available until. So that just means that Canvas will close this assignment on February 8th. And that means that the student will still be able to see all of the information, they'll be able to watch any videos, open any presentations, but the student won't be able to turn in the assignment for the first time or resubmit for a redo if they got a low grade, and that's still my class policy. Yes, I do accept late work, but no, I do not accept late work for forever, so you need to keep track of that. And I think that is a pretty good introduction to Canvas and what it's going to look like in my classroom. There will be more videos covering more topics in more details as we come along. And until then, I look forward to seeing you survive in Schnettler's class.